Today's a WRAL weather alert day. We have a low risk for flooding and for severe storms. I'll show you what time the rain will be heaviest and when we could see a few scattered thunderstorms.
The Asian markets are down, the European markets are down, and overnight, the U.S. futures are also down as well. We'll take a closer look at the numbers as we see the continuing effects of the retaliatory tariffs.
Catching up on the backlog, the DMV is extending its hours at a majority of locations. The push to get more people through those appointments as the REAL ID deadline approaches. Straight up 6 o'clock right now on your Monday as we get started, all that down, rain coming down as well. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Yes, welcome to your Monday. It is back to work, back to school for a number of school districts after they enjoyed spring break last week. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner on this WRAL weather alert day with what you can expect.
So looking at the potential for some rain on and off this morning, it really becomes steadier mid to late afternoon, and the evening commute will be especially wet. There's a little bit of patchy rain out there for us this morning. A low risk for flooding as we have 1 to 3 inches of rain in the forecast, and then a level 1 risk for severe storms as well. And that means just a few isolated storms could produce some wind damage. Most of the rain right now is lifting on up into Virginia, but there has been a few little shower that's moved through Durham, moving into, say, Raleigh, northward on up toward Henderson and Lewisburg. But it's been pretty patchy and light for us this morning, and that's likely to continue as we head through the morning commute. A 50% chance through around 8 a.m. and then a 90% chance starting at lunchtime, 100% chance late afternoon and evening. Here's a live look at Durham as that shower rolled through, definitely looking at some wet streets there, but no heavy rain falling there now as that's just moving out of the area. 71 is our temperature. Our dew point is a high 63. Our temperatures will hold in the low 70s up until the rain gets heavier this afternoon, and then we drop into the upper 60s. There's a small chance for flooding. I'll show you how much rain you could see where you are, Ken.
6:01, Elizabeth, you mentioned those light showers, and that's why we've dispatched the WRAL Storm Tracker with Monica Casey. You guys are on I-40 eastbound. Set the scene for us, Monica.
Yeah, hey there, Ken. We are on I-40 East, as you mentioned, keeping an eye on what the roads look like this morning. I'm going to spin this camera around so you can see what we are seeing. We just took an exit off 40 East, exit 301. So we have the wipers going just a little bit here. We're seeing some drizzles, seeing some drops, but as you can see, we are seeing a decent number of taillights here on the road, a good amount of traffic. So it's going to be important as these roads do get wet, if they do get wet, making sure that you are leaving enough distance between you and the car in front of you, especially if these roads get slick at all as we start off on our morning commute. Ken, I'll send it back to you in studio.
Yeah, excellent advice. We appreciate that, Monica. Of course, we're getting reports of Raleigh police working some type of road debris on the ramp of the exit ramp off of I-540 at Lumley Road. Of course, this is a live look at I-540 traffic flowing nicely in both directions. I'll keep an eye on that situation with that road debris. But elsewhere, all our major routes around the Triangle and surrounding communities delay-free. You're getting ready to head out. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Starting this morning, an effort to shorten some of those long lines at the DMV. The agency will expand its weekday hours at dozens of offices. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from the driver's license office in Smithfield. And Kelsey, this comes as a lot of folks are rushing to get their REAL IDs before that May 7th deadline, 1 month from today.
Yes, Jeff, starting today, dozens of DMV offices will open 1 hour earlier at 7 a.m., including this office here in Smithfield. New slots for those early morning appointments are already booked. Sky 5 flew over this DMV office in Wake County. You can see dozens of people there waiting in line. 5 on Your Side has tracked long DMV lines for years, but viewer complaints about DMV delays are at an all-time high. Right now, there are 3 factors contributing to backlogs: in-person license renewals, staffing shortages, and the deadline to get a REAL ID. Only about 50% of North Carolinians have theirs, as the May 7th deadline is just 1 month away. Most DMV offices in Wake, Durham, and Orange counties already open at 7 every weekday morning. Right now, the state is looking to replace the current DMV commissioner, Wayne Goodwin. We'll be sure to keep you updated on when his replacement is announced. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Smithfield.
I'm Chris Lovingood here in the WRAL Live Center, monitoring the U.S. futures overnight as we continue to see the effects of the retaliatory tariffs from President Donald Trump and the effect across the world here today. Now, you can see the Dow Jones is down a little more than 1,000 points this morning. At one point, it was roughly 1,350-ish points down, but it's kind of been fluctuating throughout the morning. S&P down 139 for those futures, and down the NASDAQ is down about 526. The European and the Asian markets are already open right now, and they also opened a bit negative there. And just want to leave you with one of these photos that I couldn't help but keep looking at. You can see some of the traders over in South Korea right now, these currency traders, looking rather stressed as they continue to look at these numbers that are coming across their screens here. More of these images as people are sitting around watching numbers dip further into the negatives there. But President Donald Trump made it very clear yesterday that he is not backing down from these tariffs until other countries pay what he believes is owed to our country.
Chris, thank you. Dreamville 2025 is a wrap. The rain holding off, allowing the more than 50,000 attendees to catch all the festival had to offer on day 2. That included Fayetteville native J. Cole, who headlined last night's concert. This video, captured by Drone 5, shows the glow of more than 50,000 fans taking in that performance. People we spoke with say the event was a great experience.
It's just a very chill vibe. It has like a very like hippie energy. Everybody's just chill. There's no animosity. There's no problems.
Good vibes. Last night marked the end of the Dreamville era as we know it. But music will return to Dix Park. Last week, Raleigh officials announced a new multi-year deal with the Dreamville label to continue future events in the city.
Rules for short-term rental properties in Wake County may be changing, and you can give your thoughts on that today. The Board of Commissioners has its regular meeting tonight at 5 after a budget work session. There'll be an opportunity for public comment on proposed changes to short-term rental regulations. The amendment would eliminate the requirement for owners of short-term rental properties to live in the property. Wake County is one of the few jurisdictions that require an owner to live in the rental unit. The board will consider adoption of the changes at a later date.
In West Virginia, some main roads are closed after flooding along the Mud River. This is video from Hamilton, about an hour south of Charleston. People who live in that area say flooding in the area is not uncommon, but the water is definitely higher than normal.
State Superintendent Mo Green will meet with parents and teachers in Durham today. Green will be at Northern High School as part of his Mo Wants to Know tour. He's been hosting public listening sessions in all 8 regions across the state, wanting to hear from parents and educators about their top concerns. Today's meeting is at 6 p.m. The final listening session will be Wednesday.
A Durham man accused of killing the grandmother of his child is due for his first court appearance today. Bradford Brown is charged with voluntary manslaughter. Apex police were called to Apache Lane around 10 Friday night. And that's when authorities say Brown drove his car into the maternal grandmother of his child during a dispute over custody, killing her. Police say this is an active investigation. More charges could follow. Brown is in jail on a $500,000 bond.
A Raleigh community is mourning after a mother and her 4 children were killed in a fiery crash in Georgia. This happened yesterday morning. Authorities say 27-year-old Reagan Dugan was driving with her children south of Savannah when she rear-ended another driver and crossed all lanes of traffic and hit a guardrail. Their car burst into flames there, killing everyone inside. The family was on their way to Florida to meet Dugan's husband. We spoke with a neighbor who was hit hard by this sudden loss.
Great neighbors. They were quiet. The boys were rough and tumble type, always up climbing in the trees. Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to them being here for the year.
That neighbor says he bonded with the husband, Christian Dugan, because they're both veterans. The crash is currently under investigation. The other driver in the crash was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive.
We're working to learn if anyone was injured in this house fire in Cary. Photos sent to us by a WRAL viewer shows flames coming from the home on Jameson Woods Lane. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there as firefighters responded. We're working to find out what caused this.
At least one person is dead after a crash in Johnston County. This happened near the Bentonville Battlefield State Historic Site at Harper House Road and Newton Grove Road. The name of the person who died has not been released. It's also not clear if anyone else was hurt. We have asked Highway Patrol for that information. We're waiting to hear back.
Chapel Hill police are searching for the person who carjacked a student at gunpoint. This happened around 12:45 Saturday morning on West Franklin Street. It's a busy spot to park and shop or eat for people, especially students at UNC. Some students at Granville Tower Student Housing told us they were surprised and disturbed to hear about the incident.
I got the Alert Carolina, like our warning system, texted me, and then I just told them. I was like, damn, that's so close to where we live.
Yeah, I didn't realize like things like that happened here. I think I was just like a little taken aback.
The town of Chapel Hill is sharing these reminders. Be aware of your surroundings, no matter where you are. Travel in pairs or groups as often as possible. Know how to call 911 quickly. Many phones and smartwatches have shortcuts for this. A town spokesman also wanted to remind everyone no property is worth the loss of a life. So always do what you can to get away safely from a situation like this, which the victim in this case was able to do.
10 after 6 right now. Surround the ground. Demonstrators take to college campuses their message that the First Amendment is under attack and the calls to protect it.
And he is now the greatest goal scorer in the history of the NHL. We'll show you the moment Alex Ovechkin broke Wayne Gretzky's record this weekend in New York.
And today is a WRAL weather alert day. We're starting off this morning with some light showers, but I'll show you when we could see some heavier rain that could affect your evening commute.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, taking a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar on this WRAL weather alert day. Just some light showers for us this morning. Some of the rain that was with us earlier has moved on up into Virginia. And there's definitely more rain to come. What we see this morning, though, is likely to be patchy and light, about a 50% chance to start the day. By lunchtime, it jumps up to a 90% chance. We could see a line of storms that comes through, could produce some isolated wind damage. That chance goes up to 100% by the mid to late afternoon and continues for the evening commute and all the way through dinner time. 68 in Wilson right now, 71 in Durham and in Fayetteville. So it is another warm start to the day. Temperatures will start to drop into the 60s once the rain picks up in intensity later this afternoon. Behind the system, temperatures turn much cooler. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:14, we're seeing some of those wet conditions showing up on those traffic cameras, particularly this one here at US 70 and Cheek Road. And we're seeing those wet road conditions as well, but not affecting traffic in anywhere, which is really good news. Elsewhere, all our major routes really are delay-free from Wendell to Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. So if you're heading out the door right now, wherever you're going, if you're looking at one of those major routes, you will get to your destination on time.
There's another protest this weekend in Chapel Hill as demonstrators gathered around the UNC campus yesterday for what they call the Surround the Grounds protest. The Trump administration has made a point to target international students at U.S. colleges for deportation. Some of those students participated in pro-Palestinian protests or activities on campus. These protesters say it is a critical free speech matter.
We believe that every person has the right to free speech, and there should not be fear and consequences associated with that in a free democracy.
The protests stayed peaceful. No roads were blocked.
The North Carolina Task Force on Child Care and Early Education will hold its first meeting this morning. The new task force was created by Governor Josh Stein to find solutions to the child care shortage in North Carolina. It also aims to make care more affordable for families. The governor says more than 30,000 parents are not working because of the cost of child care. This morning's meeting begins at 10:30.
He is now hockey's greatest goal scorer, and he's not the great one anymore. Alex Ovechkin shattering one of the biggest records in sports this weekend, and Michelle McConaughey is here with the defining moment as it happened and what Ovechkin had to say about it, Michelle.
Such an exciting moment. The chasing days are done. Ovechkin scored goal 895 against the New York Islanders on Sunday, cementing his place in hockey history, breaking the NHL's all-time scoring record set more than 25 years ago by the great one, Wayne Gretzky. MVP. This is the moment. The entire arena in New York erupting in cheers. Cheers heard all around the world, including in Moscow. The game was paused for an on-ice ceremony. Ovechkin took to center ice to celebrate the moment, saying to the crowd, "It's a team sport. Without my boys, the fans, the trainers, coaches, I would never stand there and I would never pass the great one."
Fellas, I love you. We did it, boys. We did it.
I can tell you firsthand, I know how hard it is to get to 894. 895 is pretty special. They say records are made to be broken, but I'm not sure who's going to get more goals than that.
Yeah, I don't know. Ovechkin was the #1 overall pick in the 2004 NHL draft. He scored at least 30 goals every year. He's also a 3-time MVP. He helped the Caps win their only Stanley Cup in 2018. And the Carolina Hurricanes, they posted these posts to X saying, "We've battled for decades, but you've cemented your place as an all-time great. Congrats, Ovi." And then also they said, "Would have been annoyed if he did it against us." TBH, to be honest. The Washington Capitals will play the Carolina Hurricanes in D.C. on Thursday.
Yeah, that'll be more about playoff seeding because the Canes are going to the playoffs and you can get tickets to watch the action. The team will play at least 2 playoff games at the Lenovo Center, though it is not clear yet who they will play. 1 and 2 right there with Washington and Carolina. Tickets go on sale Thursday. For information on how to get playoff tickets, you can visit WRAL.com.
It is 6:18, the Monday after spring break for a lot of folks, and the weather matching the mood, I suppose, right? As we have some light showers coming through, but heavy rain expected later.
That's right, and the chance for some severe storms. So today is a WRAL weather alert day. The morning commute shouldn't be too messy. There's definitely going to be some light showers that roll through. We had some heavier rain up near the Virginia line earlier, but a lot of that has lifted northward. The bulk of the system is still well to our west, so we're going to be dealing with this for quite some time. We zoom in, and you can see we had a few scattered showers across Raleigh, moving into Wake Forest, headed now up the I-85 corridor. We had some rain in Durham and Chapel Hill, so the streets are wet in some places, but you're not going to run into anything heavy this morning. This is a look at Futurecast as we roll through, and you can see we stay pretty dry up until close to lunchtime. There at 8 o'clock this morning, a few light showers, and then potentially a line starts to develop and moves across our area during lunchtime. That could produce a few storms that have some wind damage associated with them, but that would be isolated. It's not likely to be widespread. Once we get past 3 p.m., the rain really starts to become more widespread and heavier, and at that point, it could be a very messy evening commute, and that's when we'd have the chance of seeing some minor flooding across the area as we start to see more intense rainfall. So for our weather alert day, we have a low chance for flood and wind damage, and the tornado threat is almost zero, as well as the hail threat. Here's a live look at Durham right now, and you can see some wet conditions as that band of rain moved through. 71 is our temperature. So we've been talking about cooler temperatures, but we won't see them today. They'll really kick in tonight and tomorrow. 64 Roxborough, 68 in Rocky Mount, 68 in Southern Pines, and 71 in Fayetteville, 71 in Morrisville, Cary's at 68, Apex 67, Garner at 69. Weather whiplash yesterday, and really all weekend it was hot and humid yesterday. And then Wednesday morning, we're looking at some freezing temperatures. Today is going to be sort of that in-between zone as we have cloudy skies and rain. 72 in Raleigh, 67 in Durham, and 76 in Fayetteville. 70 is our normal high temperature. So today is pretty close to normal, actually, but then well below normal Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to settle into fairly normal conditions as we get closer to the weekend. But don't forget, Wednesday morning, we'll remind you, 28 in Roxborough, 31 Lewisburg, 31 Sanford. If you put your winter coat away, you may be reaching for it on Wednesday morning. And of course, especially over the weekend, a lot of plants are pretty far along, especially strawberries. The farmers are really going to be paying close attention to Wednesday morning as we have a freeze threat in our northern counties and a frost threat there in purple, south and east. Of course, 34 Wednesday morning, that'll be the coldest. After that, our overnight lows are in the 40s and 50s, and then our next best chance for rain comes next Friday. Ken?
All right, 621, Elizabeth. We start in the Bull City. Here's a live look at I-885 and TW Alexander Drive. You know, Elizabeth just mentioned some light showers moving through, so we're seeing those damp road conditions there on I-885. Elsewhere around the Bull City and Orange counties, all the major routes, 85, 15, 501, delay free. As we widen out the view, we'll give you a look at the big picture. Similarly, all the major routes from Wendell, the Beltline, 440, all free and clear this morning. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3. We'll keep you updated.
Ken, thanks. pollen problems. It is more than just yellow dust. Next, the long-term damage it could have on your car.
And blockbuster breakthrough. A Minecraft movie smashed expectations this weekend. The records it broke on its opening weekend.
And ahead this morning on Today, a look at trending new devices promising to help your skin with anti-aging. Looking into the claims, how these tools work, what they cost, and the variety of options on the market.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Another video game turned movie finds success in the box office, and Disney dives back into science fiction with the return of an 80s favorite.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending on our Monday, Ken.
Yeah, Jeff and Renee, let's start with that video game. A Minecraft movie smashes box office expectations during its opening weekend, starring Jack Black and Jason Momoa. A Minecraft movie brought in $157 million domestically, breaking the record for the best opening by a video game adaptation. That title was previously held by the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Minecraft has also cost more than $300 million globally.
Never played it, but I tell you what, Jack Black's in it, so it's got to be funny. At least some of the trailers that I've seen do. But lots of people played it. I mean, this thing came out in 2011, right? And at last count, just in December, there were 200 million monthly players of Minecraft. Yeah.
Clearly.
Breaking records.
Very successful. All right, Disney releasing the first trailer for the new movie Tron Heirs. The film stars Jared Leto, who is a programmer sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission. Jeff Bridges will reprise his role as Kevin Flynn. This is the third movie in the sci-fi franchise. The movie is set to be released in theaters in October.
Yeah, Tron started old school, was released back in 1982, and Jeff Bridges was the main star. The second one was released in 2010. And apparently word is that in this one, there's a little digital de-aging for Jeff Brooks. So,
interesting.
Yeah, if they could do that for us too. Hey, let's find a way.
Yeah.
And
These
go.
Yeah, I remember Tron back in the day.
Forever.
You do?
Yeah, I
okay,
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did not hear
Yeah,
it.
1982.
Yeah, 1982.
Yeah.
We're old school, Renee.
I remember this.
Jeff and I old school.
Yeah, I remember as well. Renee was too young.
She's a baby.
Bus drivers.
I need the digital de-aging. Okay.
Exactly. Bus drivers in Nash County will rally today in a call for higher pay. The Nash County Association of Educators, along with public bus drivers and monitors, are fighting for a $3 per hour raise. Last month, they submitted a signed petition to the school board calling for the pay increase and a number of communication and safety demands. They say most requests were granted, but members of the board have said the raises are too expensive. Tonight's rally begins 6 p.m. at the Nash County Public Schools Central Office on Eastern Avenue.
A life-saving gift. A young girl's unfortunate passing gives others a second chance at life. The emotional reunion for a local family, hearing their daughter's heart beat in another's body.
It is forecasted to be another dark day on Wall Street. The concerns over historic drops as we wait now to see how the stock market responds this morning.
And today is a WRAL weather alert day. Rain this morning for the commute. It looks light and patchy, but by the evening commute, it's likely to be fairly heavy. We'll talk about our potential for severe storms coming up.